Hi everybody, welcome to my vlog. My name is Sydney. I'm so glad you're here and I can't wait to hang out with you. Today we're talking all about books, my reading goals that I have for 2025, anticipated new releases coming later this year, and even some trips that are inspired by book-related things, so we'll get to that in a little bit. But I do have a gift. My birthday was in February, so a couple weeks ago, and I haven't opened it yet. I know what it is and everything, so you'll see what it is in a second. I've been looking around, for things to use for vlogging. Right now I'm just using my phone. And I came across this and was going to purchase it myself, like, for doing home vlogs like this and then eventually like vlogging our future trips. And one day my husband ran and was like, okay, I'm going to go run an errand. And he was gone for a while, but then he came back with this. It's the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 creator combo. So it comes with more than just the camera on the front. And yeah, I've had it for a couple weeks now, haven't opened it yet. So I thought it'd be fun to do that as part of this vlog and share what's in here. He did start opening it himself. You can see like where he opened the packaging now. So I'm going to share everything that's in this while I'm filming on my phone, and then once this is charged and everything, we'll do all the book stuff using this. All right, so I was between a couple different cameras, like other vloggers that have inspired me, like handheld, like a standard like Canon looking camera, like that kind of standard camera for lack of a better term, like was kind of what I was looking at, like, going with something that I could like put on a tripod and like put like one of these kind of mics like on the top of it. I still like the idea of those. I haven't really used one since probably high school, like when I was just like taking like random pictures, like before iPhones were really like huge. Um, but I think something about this, like just the like almost like remote handheld size of it is like a little less intimidating with like starting to vlog in public, like talking to yourself in front of other people. So I'm really excited to try this. Has a great stabilizer and everything by the review vlogs that I've seen other people do about this. So it was a great. I'm excited to try this as like our initial travel vlogging camera. Everything that comes with it on the back says there is the camera itself, a protective cover, um, a mic 2 transmitter, a handle with a 1/4 inch thread, so like a is that like a holder like with the wristlet, battery handle, mini tripod, type C PD cable, a carrying bag, a mic 2 clip magnet, a mic 2 windscreen, so kind of like that, wide angle lens, and then a wrist strap. Now I'm not sure what the wrist strap versus the thread is, but we'll see what that is. ASMR of the actual unboxing. Oh, and then he also got me the SD card. Okay, I had to go grab scissors to undo that. So far this looks like the carrying case. It's heavy, so everything must be in here. Oh, I don't want to scratch anything trying to open this. Oh, it's so cute. So then it has a, I almost called it a full screen, but like that's all screen, I think. And it rotates like both vertically and horizontally. Like it can like change, which direction you want to film in. And then that's the that's the lens itself. Like that's not bad. I think that's pretty non-intimidating for, first time vlogging a trip. I keep everything in the little like compartment it is in, just so I don't mess it all up. I'm still taking things out of the like carrying bag that it came in. This must be the this is what it calls the handle. This is the extra battery. I have some of the cables it comes with. That must be, looks like the mic cover and maybe the handle to put around like for your wrist and then on the camera. And then the same little like mic buffer. Oh, this is the what do they call it? The wide angle lens. I'm gonna keep that covered for now. Oh, this is the tripod. And then everything has a little space in this. It kind of just looks like a mini like makeup bag. All right, so I'll play with that later so it's all laying a little nicer. I did miss one more thing because it was like in its own box. Inside the box was the like protective cover that I guess I don't know if that means you can use this while you're filming with it or if it's just like a holder for when you're not in use. So we'll see how this comes in handy. So now I'm going to let that charge probably overnight and come back and do more book talk and everything books for this vlog when that's all charged up. All right, it's been a few days since the unboxing and I was originally going to post this about a week ago, but something ended up happening like related to books, so it works perfectly with this theme after I would have originally filmed this, so it worked out perfectly and it'll make sense a little later in this vlog. It's so cool. So today, with it being the end of March as reading month, we're just going to talk all about books. I have my new favorite thing right now. It's not really a crazy coffee order by any means, but I'm really into an iced vanilla latte with oat milk, so I got my Starbucks. I have never ordered this from Starbucks, and again, it's not a crazy coffee order. I like coffee, I just don't like my coffee to taste like coffee. This tastes exactly like a melted coffee Haagen-Dazs, so it's probably loaded with vanilla to cover up the coffee taste, and the oat milk helps too. But the trick that I learned from one of my friends is getting a grande coffee but putting it in a venti cup and then getting extra ice, and then I was able to get it to fit into my little things by Samantha Cozy. I was so glad that I finally got to snag one of these because they were flying off of her website. But this is actually the smaller size, which I think it was only supposed to fit like small and medium drinks, so I was surprised that it actually fit a venti. And now I get to use it when we're in the parks at Disney again, also in a couple weeks. So cheers to this, and make sure to grab your favorite beverage of choice to get cozy and watch the rest of this book talk vlog. Cheers. So with reading, there are a bunch of different methods you can use to obviously get books: Kindle, library, buying the books right off the shelves, off the internet, and I always want to just call them Audible books. The name is escaping me on like what's it called when you listen to books. Anyway, listening to books is not really my thing. I've tried it a couple times, but every other method, especially the buying books, which is my guilty pleasure, which I'm trying very hard not to do as much this year, but it's inevitably going to happen because it's happened a few times already, and I'll recap that in a second. How many books I've already bought, and yeah, I'm trying to do better about it, especially with going to the library and leaning into more Kindle Unlimited, but I'm still gonna buy books. One of my favorite things, obviously mentioned it with Kindle, is I love getting my books through Kindle Unlimited. I have been trialing it for the last 3 months for free, so then I just started paying for it, and it's really worked out really nicely. I love a Kindle so much. I have mine right here. I originally had it in this Grand Budapest double-sided case with, I just put a pop socket on it because it's easier to like hold it while reading. I would link where this is from. It's off Etsy, but I looked and the shop is no longer there. But it's just like a cute something to give it some color and keep the screen protected specifically. I did just swap it out though because I found this case. I have a thing for red and pink. It's from ImCase, IMCASE, all in caps. I really liked this option because you could have done like how I had the other one where it's the same thing on both sides, but I did this one because that striped is like a insert. I'll show you. I got a couple from another Etsy shop. I like this option because you can easily take them in and out of the back, and I want to put a bunch of stickers on it. And I prefer to like take tape and stick the back of a sticker on here versus like put a sticker with its it's already adhesive on there, because then you can't really take it off. So at least like that way I can kind of like interchange it a little bit more. I got this and the striped from an Etsy shop. It's called The Little Turkey Shop, and yeah, I think it's just like a printed cardstock that fits to the size of the e-reader. Like I just put in that mine is a Paperwhite some edition. So like for me, because I have gone from having one that was the same on both sides, I wanted to have a couple different insertable options that I could take in and out if I wanted to like swap some stickers and just change up the Kindle design. And yeah, the other thing about this particular company, I didn't realize, I wasn't really paying attention, that it already comes with its own holder. So it does come with its own holder on, I think, all of their cases. Double check that if you do buy from them, but that is a nice option. I did also buy, because it matched with both the insert and the front, I got this to go with it too. I love a good vintage cake, so now it matches the entire ensemble, just to give it a little more fun. But yeah, I'm not sure yet where that's gonna go. It's just like a pop socket. I liked where I had it in the center of this one, but I want to see if like I like holding it, you know, like down lower, so maybe like it'll go in a corner. But yeah, we're gonna play around with that a little bit. The M case itself came with, I didn't realize this, came with a bunch of stickers and a little bookmark that looks like a library, you know, checkout card, what they used to do in library books. Probably don't do it anymore. So there's a bunch of stickers that I could use to put on the back. One of the main reasons I wanted to do book talk for this vlog is because I have a couple different goals in 2025. One of them being I want to hit a 40 book reading goal, which I have not done in a very long time. I usually hit around 20, 25, which to me is low, just because like I know that I've read more before, so I want to get back to that. Not saying that everyone has to read that much at all. It's just my personal goal. We're also doing a book club. My husband's family, a few of the women are doing a book club where we each pick the month we want to like host, and we also get to pick the book. The book I just finished for my last book in March. I did a lot better in January. I read 5 books. I didn't read any in February, and this was book number 3 for March. I just finished Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This was, you know, quite a bigger book. I mean, it was almost 400 pages. I've read Emily Henry before. It's been a long time. What I've been noticing that I have been doing more with books, like, you know, with what it's about on the back, or if it's a hardcover, like on the inside, I don't, especially if it's a combination of either like I recognize the author or I recognize the book, or like, you know, it's just all over the internet. I am not reading what the book is about. I just kind of pick it up and I start going. And I think that's so funny because there was a spot in this book that I like literally saved to share. She doesn't even read the jacket copy, preferring to go in without any preconceived notions, probably why she's been known to throw books across the room. So thankfully I haven't had to throw books across the room, but it has led to some books that I've given a chance and then either like, oh, I'll come back to them later, or I know like I'm not going to finish them at all. This was not one of them. I finished yesterday and thought it was really cute. I got that from one bookstore. I also got this one from the same bookstore. I did try reading this one and it's a little slow. So I want to come back to it because it's a smaller read. But just because I'm like trying to like up my book count and then come back to something that I have a little more time to, like once I'm like pacing better in my book goal. I'm going to come back to this one, but it's a little different, so I'm going to come back to this one later. Then from another bookstore, I did get this one that I lent to one of my coaches because I got it, I posted about it, and then she's like, hey, like when you're done with it, can I borrow it? So I was just like, hey, like I've got a bunch of books to get through first, so like you can borrow it. Okay, so originally when this was like my, you know, scheduled goal to have this posted a week ago, if I would have posted, I wouldn't have been able to include this part in this vlog, and I'm just like still so mind blown about it. Okay, so I did originally want to post this on Sunday or Monday of last week, and it's funny because on Monday night, Big Sean posted this, and it was, you know, just a little, you know, random, you almost like you just see it, you like it, and you keep going. But something about, I have been keeping it sounds creepy, I've been keeping an eye on his Instagram in particular because he did come out with a book recently, and I had sent something about like, oh, he was signing books in New York to someone that I know is out in New York. I was like, hey, if you see him do this again, like make sure you get tickets to like meet him and get a signed book. So when he posted that Instagram post Monday night, like you almost missed it, that like in the caption it says like he was signing books at a bookstore in downtown Detroit. So I didn't even I looked at my calendar, just bought 2 tickets. Big Sean is obviously notorious for being from Detroit. He supports the city again and again and again, and this is just an example of his incredible, selfless work where he is here to meet people and give back to the community and, reap the benefit of meeting his fans. Go hire The 5 Practices for Purpose, Success, and Inner Peace by Big Sean. I won this as a copy, a free copy from a Detroit account. So I already had a copy of it. So then when I saw that he was doing this, I didn't know if I should bring my copy with me to sign. But then that's when I realized oh, your ticket is for the book. So I got a second copy, and he literally signed all of them, which is so cool. My friend, her copy actually has a heart in it, and I took a picture. I just think it's so cool. It's some of them, all of them are signed by him, but some of them have a little more to them. So that was just an incredible event. I was, watching just to see if he was ever going to be in Detroit, because I think he did, Los Angeles signings, New York signings, and it was when's he going to be in Detroit? And this is so cool, because I almost missed it just based on where it was as the blurb and a caption on his Instagram. And it was so cool. The event was supposed to go 6 to 8. I don't think we saw him until 8:30, and then there were still people behind us, so he went with meeting people at least till 9. So it's so cool that he was there for that long to make sure everyone that got a ticket got to meet him. And he was so nice. He hugged everybody. He said, "Thank you for coming to see me. Have a nice night." He was very, very sweet. It was a great experience, and I'm so glad that I was able to jump on it and see him in Detroit. I don't know if it goes without saying, but this is my current read. I'm not very far into it since I just finished the other book yesterday, and I picked up this one, and I'm right in the beginning of the foreword, so the pre-book. I'm really looking forward to read this, because this is just tied to a really special experience, and it's a very special book on its own. So I look forward to getting more into a different side of Big Sean's mind outside of his music. All right, so then I have a bunch of other anticipated reads, as in books I've purchased that don't come out until later this year. One of them being on April 8th, Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. Here it is right here, just so you can see it. This is the sequel to Phantasma. I saw it as a upcoming book club that another local bookstore was doing. So I just saw that. I didn't join the book club, but I did keep it as a recommendation. I found it on Kindle Unlimited, and then I was just completely sucked into that book, for lack of a better term. That book was I don't know, it was a little creepy. It was a little, different. I loved that right from the get-go it's set in New Orleans. Something about places that I've visited kind of just automatically, fiction books about those places automatically fascinate me. And I think this book was set in kind of older times, because based on the references with the carriages going by, or the clothes that the girls were wearing, it's not current time, but it's kind of a creepier, darker fantasy version of, The Hunger Games is already pretty dark, but if you add on kind of these ghost ghouly creatures, and it also it's centered around it being a competition about going through the different layers of HE double hockey stick. And it's a very steamy read. It's intriguing just because of the competition aspect of it, but it was a very good read. Read it to me very quickly. So then for this next book coming up, I think it's about that main character's sister and her version of what comes next. I'm not 100% sure. Again, with the theme of I don't read what the book's about. I just kind of see it a lot, and then I get intrigued by it, and then I just go ahead and read it. So the author has posted stuff on Instagram, so I've seen little blurbs of what it might be about, but I took a half day off of work so I could read it in the afternoon. I'm just gonna read it on Kindle Unlimited, but that is, again, Enchantra by Kaylee Smith, coming out on April 8th, so just about a week from now. This next anticipated read and release for later in the year is exactly inspired by this sweatshirt. I bought the pre-order for this thing, and then I saw the sweatshirt on Abercrombie, so I had to get it. So if you see that my sweatshirt says Nantucket, you probably can guess who the next book is by. By Ellen Hildebrand. On May 9th, she's coming out with, she calls it the Blue Book. It literally is like an illustrated, beautiful little guide to her favorite things and places on Nantucket. If you've ever read an Ellen Hildebrand novel, you know that every book is centered on Nantucket or like, you know, the East Coast, Hyannis area. And like every book automatically just like, I get it, some of them are a little, you know, heavier just because like they involve death or mystery or kind of just like those sadder aspects, but like every book, because it's set on Nantucket and maybe it's, you know, easier because like I've never been there, it's just, it feels like sunshine. It's the perfect beach read. She's known for being the queen of beach reads, and she mentions all these local places in her book. So even on one of the last books I read by her, The Swan Song, I was, you know, keeping tabs on all these places she mentioned, like kind of just like it's its own Ellen Hildebrand guide every time you read one of her books. So now that she's literally partnering with someone to illustrate and make these beautiful paintings within a little book to create that physical guide, like, is fascinating. So literally gonna have that later this year, and it's perfect timing because we are planning an East Coast trip out to Nantucket finally. I'm so excited to finally see it in real life, experience it not only through Ellen's eyes with this guide. So it's perfect timing to have that. We're planning our trip and finally get to see and experience everything through Ellen's eyes and just, yeah, witness it in real life. These next two books come a little later in the year, but I'm equally just as excited about them. It's the Disney Adults by A.J. Wolf. You might know her as the DFB, Disney Food Blog Girl. The rest of the title says it's the Disney Adults Exploring and Falling in Love with a Magical Subculture. My husband and I follow DFB very closely, being so into Disney, and especially now being pass holders. When I saw that she was continuously marketing this book, I just like, yep, no question. We love her. We love her channel. So let's just buy it. Again, that is Disney Adults by A.J. Wolf, and it'll be coming out on August 5th. All right, I had to grab my Kindle for this one because I want to show you the cover. I can't talk too much about this one. Okay, let's start over here first. Back in October of just this past year, I kept seeing this book all over, you know, local internet more so, like bookstores posting about it, libraries posting about it. I think this is where it really started, that like I saw a local person released a book. It was being announced locally and all that, and like, you know, as soon as I see like any local love in general, and then you add like a book to it or just like a product specifically, I'm automatically like pretty drawn into it. Like this, I definitely did not know what this book was about. I just saw it and bought it because I tried to get it from libraries around here and it was pretty popular, so it was just hard to get, so I just bought it. Don't Eat the Pie by Monique Asher. She did a book launch event at a local bookstore around Metro Detroit, so I got to buy the book. I hadn't read it yet, but I took the book to the event. It says, "Dear Sydney, I hope you enjoy your slice of the pie," and she signed it. I read this book around Halloween. This is also when we went to Salem and Boston to visit our family out there. So like already being in like the creepy Halloween mood while reading this. You can read this at any time of the year, but I have to recommend you wait until it's fall. I bought this book for myself. I have this copy. I bought it for other people as gifts. I bought it for 4 people. I have never read before this gothic horror. It's a little creepy. Even she has said that her inspiration came from the movie Get Out and Rosemary's Baby. I've only seen Get Out. I've watched that movie a bunch of times because it's just so different and fascinating. And that's exactly what this book is. It's different and fascinating. It's definitely a little scary, creepy. Not like gives you nightmares, at least for me, but it's a great book. So when Monique posted that she was looking for enthusiastic readers or any other people that have, you know, experienced reading advanced reader copies for the first time, I jumped on that real quick. I can't talk too much about this book because it comes out on August 26th, and because it still hasn't come out yet, and like technically like me reading it is, you know, specific because it was an advanced reader copy. I do plan on taking time off for this book, either a full day or a half day, because I was in the advanced reader copy, you know, fan group. Monique had us in a group chat, and I even asked her, like, hey, when the book comes out, like, what's your favorite local bookstore in the Metro Detroit area, because I would love to go to a new one and like buy your book from them, like from your favorite bookstore. And she told me, and so like that's what I plan on doing on that day, and then probably just taking it, you know, to a local pool or something and just hanging out and reading it because I've already read it. Also a little creepy and different, but I was absolutely hooked by this book, and I look forward to reading it again come like the fall time and when it does come out. All right, that was our book talk to wrap up March as reading month. Thank you so much for being here. We have a couple other things in the works. We're going to Disney here again in the next few weeks, so I would like to do a packing vlog and then hopefully do some vlogging from the parks. I'm just a little nervous to start doing more vlogging in public spaces like that, but I'm really excited to share like how we experience trips, especially to Disney like that, and share tips that have worked for us and all that good stuff. If you've made it this far in the vlog, I really appreciate it. Make sure to please leave a like and hit the subscribe button so we can hang out again later in the future. Again, my name is Sydney. I'm really glad you're here, and I look forward to hanging out with you in the future. I will see you in the next vlog. Bye!